that you conceive, even conceiving of a rule, a law that can apply to the whole of life, is a monstrous thing, impossible. The law will regulate. If you want to make a contract in order to buy a house, you want to marry a woman, you want to do this, a lot of juridical action, figure, contracts, wide range of possible praxis. But the law was conceived always as something that applied to an action, to a person, not to the life of a person, but to a person while doing this. A person who wants to buy something, sell something, rent something, etc., etc. So, but here for the first time we have the idea of something as a law, because it is a rule, even very peculiar, and we go on with asking the interpretation. But the novelty here is that something as a law can apply to the whole of life. And this is both a marvelous and a monstrous thing, especially if you go really on the side of the law. Because if you conceive the project of applying the law to the whole of life, you will have the most horrible totalitarian order one can imagine. But in some way, this idea of the rule organizing the whole of life, for the first time we witness to this great transformation. It's the first time that men begin to conceive of the possibility of something that will apply to the whole of life, which is a new phenomenon. Phenomenon which is not so, perhaps for us modern, this idea, which at that time was a great novelty, not so novel, because in some way we witness also to the proliferation of law, proliferation of the juridical. Our society is a society, it's difficult to find before our time such an hypertrophy, hypertrophy of law. No? And if you speak to jurists, the jurists are a little worried about that. Why they do so many? It's new for them that Parliament begin to legislate on everything. Now, the idea today is that law, a Parliament can make a law on anything. Probably very soon there will be a law which will prescribe you how to piss. I'm sure. There is already one who prescribes you that you must not to smoke. So the usual gesture begins to be, what is new in that? It's not the fact that smoking, because smoke can be harmful, so it's not the, but what is completely new, that before usual gesture were not regulated. The idea that we can make a law to say how to piss. But this will come very soon. This will come very soon. Pardon?
I mean to go too far into this direction, but 1 in 400 people in the United States is on the official government sex offender registry, and a lot of them are there for public urination.
Public?
Urination.
There is a law.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
It's already here.
No, but it makes you a sex offender. Sexual offender. But the United States is real short on altruistic, high-minded phrases. So there's one that it constantly comes up now. It's the last one. It's the last refuge. Rule of law. And so the politicians keep saying the United States is based on the rule of law, which includes both the words rule and law, and says that everything that the state does is a law. Based on the law, so it affects everybody all the time.
Yeah,
a priori.
Yeah, even in Europe, which had not the traditional common law, but always must take the form of a parliamentary law formulated expressly. But there also we witness, and we are not to touch me. We witness since the 20s, 30s. of the 19th or 20th century, we witness to what Carl Schmitt will call an indetermination of juridical concept. We will find for the first time the proliferation, the dissemination of juridical notions which are completely undetermined. Undetermined is in English. And so Schmitt noted his work, this phenomenon, speaks of this phenomenon. I give you an example to understand what is this indetermination of juridical concept that Schmitt calls yes, with this, he calls this undetermined juridical concept. And say the novelty of our time is that we see that the law has no more the form of a norm, which states clearly something, but also we begin to see that the law can take the form of an undetermined concept. I explain you because there is one of these concepts that is now completely pervading our life. It is a juridical concept. This concept is security. So today you are a castle, wherever you are, if, for instance in a airport or whatever, for reasons of security. So this is a juridical notion. For reason of security, but what is security? So it's undetermined. So you see now how the law can become oppressive and all-pervading through this non-determination and being undetermined. So, and you have a lot of notions like this. It took insecurity, security because it's the clearest one. Now we are called everything for reasons of security. So I'm seeing what I see. For reasons of security, this can be suspicious. Suspect. I don't know. I left my luggage for reasons of security. Yeah. But the concept is so undetermined that it can refer to everything. No? That's what happens. So it will go on. So for reasons of security, when you enter in a museum, you have to show everything. And when you enter, for reasons of security, very soon you have to show your ass. And what is strange, how easily people accept. Because the force of this non-determined notion is precisely that the people is unprepared. People before that, the law had the form, a precise thing. If you do this, precisely, if you commit an act that's described precisely, if you hurt a person, if you steal something, it was perfectly described. You have a lot of figures, many figures. So the stealing, there are many figures of stealing, 5, 6, precise. Killing can be voluntary and involuntary, but security is undetermined. And this is a great change in law. Great change in law. Very dangerous. Because this notion law can be useful if it is precise, if it is applied and determined, tell you clearly. But if law becomes something completely undetermined, then there is no more law. And it is no more law. Technically, these concepts come from the state of exception. All this undetermined notion, public security, public order, security, etc., come from the state of necessity. There is sudden, one of these notions is necessity. Public, how do you say in English? Public necessity? The formulation?
Yes, public necessity.
Yeah, but what is a public necessity? I don't know. Nobody knows. There is someone who will decide. No? Someone will decide. So Schmitt writes on that